In the darkness of space, just beyond Jupiter's glowing clouds, a large space station floated in silence. It was called Juno Prime, built by humans and protected by Earth's best security. Around the station, small defense drones hovered, scanning the stars for danger. Everything looked peaceful. Inside Juno Prime, Earth's top leaders gathered in a private chamber. They had come from different parts of Earth and its colonies' military generals, diplomats, and scientists. With them sat 3 alien ambassadors from a powerful species known as the Volari Union. Earth's closest allies in the stars, the Volari had helped Earth rise in the galactic community. They gave technology, trade routes, and protection. Trusted them. General Kale, a tall, gray-haired soldier with cold eyes, stood before the group. "We are here," Kale said, "to discuss the future of Earth's role in the Galactic Council. The Volari say they will support us." The Volari ambassador, a golden-skinned alien named Talon Vey, smiled. "Of course," he said in a soft, calming voice, "the Volari stand with humanity." Always, everyone relaxed. But Captain Alara Miles didn't. She stood near the back of the room, arms crossed, watching the Volari with suspicion. Alara was not a diplomat. She was a warship captain, stationed near Neptune's orbit. She had fought pirates, defended colonies, and seen what war really looked like, and something didn't feel right. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A low hum filled the station. Everyone looked up. "Is this normal?" one of the Earth officials asked. Ilara moved to the nearest control panel. "No," she said, tapping the screen. "Communications just dropped. Earth's feed is gone." General Kale frowned. "Probably a solar flare," he said. But Ilara didn't agree. She opened a hidden channel on her wrist device. No signal. No response from Earth. No satellites online. The entire SolNet was dead. "Something's wrong," she whispered. Then, alarms rang through the station. Unidentified ships approaching. Shouted a security officer through the speakers. On the main display screen, 3 massive warships appeared, black, spiked, and moving fast. Elora's heart dropped. Those were Zorvith dreadnoughts. Zorvith, the most feared empire in the galaxy. An enemy of all life. Destroyers of worlds. "What are they doing here?" someone shouted. Talon Vey, the Volari ambassador, stood calmly. His golden eyes glowed. "It is done," he said. "Its location has been delivered. Our deal is complete." Everyone in the room froze. General Kale looked at him in disbelief. "What?" Talon smiled. "Your planet is valuable. But your trust was foolish." Without warning, 2 Volari guards turned and fired. Earth's leaders fell. Chaos exploded. Ilara ducked, pulled her pistol, and returned fire. Smoke filled the room. Bodies dropped. She ran, her only thought. Warn Earth. Ilara sprinted down the corridor. Explosions rocked the station. Lights failed. Emergency doors slammed shut behind her. She reached the launch bay, but it was full of fire. Only one ship remained. Intact, a small stealth craft meant for emergencies. She jumped in, hands flying over the controls. Come on. Come on, the ship's engines roared to life. Just as a blast door crashed open behind her, and Velari guards entered. Ilara launched the ship. Juno Prime exploded behind her. Flames swallowed the peaceful station. Ilara didn't look back. She opened the encrypted emergency channel. It still worked, barely. She spoke one sentence. "This is Captain Alara Miles. Juno Prime is gone. We were betrayed. Earth is in danger. Repeat, Earth is in danger." Then the signal died. Meanwhile, ... On Earth, President Darnell stood in the command center in New Geneva. The skies above Earth were calm. No threats, no alarms. Just silence from Juno Prime. Too much silence. Still nothing. He asked the technician. "Nothing, sir," she replied. "No contact for 2 hours. It's like the station vanished." Suddenly, the warning sirens wailed. The technician gasped. Multiple warp signatures entering the solar system. On the screen, black ships appeared near Pluto, moving fast. toward Earth Zorvith ships. The technician turned pale. Sir, this is a full invasion fleet. Back in deep space, Lara's small ship drifted silently behind a moon near Saturn, damaged, low power, hiding. She watched as hundreds of Zorvith ships passed by heading straight for Earth. She gripped the controls, shaking with rage. We trusted them, she whispered. She closed her eyes. The war had begun. The stealth ship floated in deep space, hidden behind Saturn's icy moon. Sighed. Captain Alara Miles sat in silence, breathing hard. The small ship's systems were failing. Sparks flew from the damaged panel. Above her, the engines were overheating. Support was dropping. She had less than 2 hours of air left, but she didn't care. All she could think about was Earth, the betrayal, the Valari. Earth's closest friends, her protectors, had sold them out to the Zorvith Empire, the most feared force in the galaxy. Alara replayed her last message. This is Captain Alara Miles. Juno Prime is gone. You were betrayed. Earth is in danger, but no reply had come. She leaned back in the pilot's seat, eyes burning. Come on. Someone has to hear me. Then she remembered something. Project Horizon, a secret Earth protocol, a hidden listening post buried deep on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. It was meant to monitor alien signals built in case of betrayal. Even most Earth commanders didn't know it existed. She took a risk. Ilara rerouted all power to the communications. Array, Titan post. This is Captain Miles. Priority 1, distress call. Earth is under attack. Do you read me? For a long moment, there was only static. Then a voice crackled through the speaker. Captain Miles, this is Horizon Command. We hear you. What happened? She almost cried. Juno Prime is destroyed.
Hell?
The Valari turned on us. Zorvith ships are heading to Earth. It's a trap. You need to warn the defense fleets now. Silence. Then the voice returned tight, cold. We understand. Hold position. Help is coming. Alara slumped back. For the first time in hours. She had hoped on Earth's global command. New Geneva President Darnell stared at the holomap. Red Dot's enemy ships were swarming the outer edge of the solar system. They were moving fast, closing in. General Roth, commander of Earth's orbital. Fleets stood beside him. How many ships do we have? The president asked. 3 main fleets. Not enough, Roth said. They outnumber us 10-1. And we don't have Valari backup anymore. The room went quiet. They fooled us, Roth growled. They studied our defenses, our ships, our codes, then handed everything to the enemy. The technician turned around. Sir, we've received a message. Post. A survivor from Juno Prime Captain, Alara Miles. The room snapped to attention. She says the Valari sold Earth's location. She saw it happen herself. Darnell's face hardened. Then it's true, he turned. To Roth, we activate Protocol Blackfire. Roth hesitated. That's not ready. It doesn't matter, Darnell said. We're out of time. Above the moon, the hidden fleet, far beyond Earth's orbit, deep under the surface of the moon, something stirred, the ground cracked, rocks shifted. And then, ships began to rise. The Blackfire fleet, Earth's secret weapon, built in silence, hidden for years, known to the galaxy. No one, not even Earth's own allies, knew of its existence. These warships were unlike anything seen before. Stealth armor, AI-guided weapons, anti-warp cannons. At the center, a massive dreadnought named the Revenant. It was humanity's final answer. A ship built not to fight, but to win. Back on Titan, a new mission Alara's ship was falling apart. The engines were dead. The life support was failing, her vision blurred. Suddenly a docking light blinked through the cracked window. A large dark ship floated outside. Earth military. She smiled. The Titan base had sent a pickup moments later. The hatch opened, and 2 soldiers in black armor pulled her out. You're safe, Captain, one of them said. Lara coughed. No, not safe. Earth isn't ready. We have to fight. The soldier nodded. We will. And you're going to help us. In the stars, Zorviths advanced. The Zorvith fleet moved like a dark storm through the system. Planet after planet reported sightings. Colonies went silent. Mars. Defenses were crushed. Earth's satellites fell one by one, and behind the fleet. The Valari watched silently. They had made their choice, but they didn't know. About the Blackfire fleet, they didn't know. About Alara's warning, and they didn't know. Humanity was done trusting. Final scene: the calm before the where Alora stood on the deck of the Revenant, her body still weak, but her mind sharp. She looked at the Earth through the large glass window. Blue, beautiful, peaceful. Let's make them regret it, she said. Beside her, Admiral Sato nodded. Double quotes, the moment they reach orbit. We strike. Ilara narrowed her eyes. Good. Then let's give them hell. The stars outside were quiet, but war was coming. The stars above Earth were calm, silent, but deep in space. Death was moving fast. The Zorvith Empire's invasion fleet had passed Neptune. Giant warships, black like burned metal. No lights, no messages, just destruction. Every planet or station in their path had gone silent. Their next stop was Earth. But Earth wasn't sleeping anymore. The briefing room Blackfire Command Admiral Sato stood before a glowing table. Holographic ships hovered in the air, blinking red and blue. Around him, commanders in dark uniforms watched quietly. Captain. Ilara Miles entered, still pale, but standing strong. Sato nodded at her. Captain, you're just in time. Ilara looked at the screen. How many enemy ships? Over 300? Heavy dreadnoughts? Plasma destroyers? Biofighters? Zorvith? Sent everything. And us. 8 Blackfire-class warships, he said. But our ships are faster, deadlier, and invisible to their scans. Ilara stared. Still, it's not enough. Sato smiled, but it wasn't a warm smile. We only need one advantage, he said. Surprise. The Valari homeworld, hidden shadows far away on the glowing world of Valaros. The traders watched in silence. Ambassador Talon, who once sat beside Earth's president in peace talks, now stood before a Zorvith commander. The room was dim, cold. Zorvith machines lined the walls, buzzing with alien life. You have done well, said the Zorvith. Humanity trusted you, and now they will fall. Talon didn't answer. His eyes twitched. The Zorvith continued. We will keep our promise. The Valari will be safe. But deep inside, Talon knew. The Zorvith never keep promises. And soon, even Valeros would burn. Earth's orbit Blackfire fleet deploys the Revenant, Earth's most powerful warship. Drifted into position above Earth, it was larger than anything the world had ever built. Its hull shimmered with advanced stealth tech. No signals came from it. No scans could find it. But inside, it was awake. Missile bays opened. Railguns hummed. Drones lined the launch tubes. Elara stood on the bridge. I never thought I'd see Earth prepare for war again, she said quietly. Sato replied, Earth has always been ready. We just hoped we didn't have to fight again. Silent alarm blinked. The Zorvith fleet had entered Jupiter's orbit. Deep space, the first clash hit. Started with a flicker, one of the Zorvith scout ships. Vanished from sensors, then another, then 3 more. The enemy commander growled, find the cause. But there was nothing to find. Blackfire drones, small, invisible, deadly, were striking first, and then the real fleet arrived. From behind Saturn's rings, a wall of human warships broke formation and charged forward. Plasma lances lit the dark railgun shells, cut through space like silent thunder. The Zorvith were caught off guard. Human ships? One screamed. In the darkness between stars, the war grew louder. Explosions lit up the cold silence of space. Earth's Blackfire fleet fought fiercely. But the Zorvith armada was massive. Wave after wave of ships came forward, and behind those ships, hidden in the shadows. The real betrayal was just beginning. Earth defense holding the line on the bridge of the Revenant. Alarm screamed. Shields at 32%. Someone yelled, enemy destroyers circling from below. Captain Alara Miles gripped the edge of her command chair. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were full of fire. Spin us full. Turn fire the underside turrets. The ship twisted sharply. Zorvith cruiser appeared below them. Boom. Twin plasma cannons hit it straight in the core. The enemy ship exploded flames. Spilling into space like a broken sun, Ilara turned to her crew. We're not dying today. Valari homeworld. Seeds of doubt on the planet Valaros, once Earth's ally, now Earth's betrayer. Things were. Uneasy Ambassador Talon watched the war on a floating screen. Zorvith fleets, human warships, explosions. He whispered to himself, this is not how it was supposed to go. Beside him, a Zorvith commander stood with folded arms. You should be proud, the alien hissed. Your betrayal helped us find Earth. But Talon felt something else dash guilt. He had trusted the Zorvith promise. Betray Earth, and your people will be safe. Now, he saw the truth. The Zorvith were planning to burn Valaros next. Inside the Zorvith flagship, a deadly discovery high above the battlefield. Inside the massive Zorvith flagship Threxial, something strange happened. A Zorvith officer ran into the control chamber. Sir, we've lost contact with 3 of our colonies. The commander turned. Which ones? Vorka, Ilneth, and Viaxis Prime. All 3 planets had one thing in common. They were guarded, protected, untouchable. Now, gone. How? Commander barked. We don't know. No signals. Just silence. A new symbol appeared on the war screen. A black triangle. Unknown origin. No code. And a message followed. You attacked Earth. You will pay. Back on Earth, desperate. Measures the president of Earth, safe in a bunker deep below New Geneva, listened to the reports the war wasn't over. But Earth was losing ships fast. Send the message, she said. To everyone, her aides stared. Even the exiled ones. Yes, she replied. Even them, across the stars, secret channels were opened. Old enemies, forgotten colonies. Even outlaws received the call, Earth needed help. Anyone willing to fight? And somewhere deep in the asteroid belt, a ghost ship woke up. The crew had no nation. No flag, just a memory. Earth was betrayed. We fight for truth. Board the Revenant. The turning point Alara watched as another enemy cruiser was destroyed. But her own fleet was down to 40%. Admiral Sato appeared on the screen from a nearby command ship. Alara, we can't hold them much longer. She wiped blood from her forehead. Then we don't hold. We strike. Strike what? She pointed at the enemy map. The flagship. The Threxial. We take it down. Cut the head. Dotto. Stared, then nodded. All or nothing? All or nothing. The assault begins. 3 human warships, including the Revenant, broke formation. They charged toward the enemy flagship. Zorveth ships moved to block them. But Earth's fleet created a path, a suicidal attack. Kamikaze maneuvers. One by one, Earth's ships exploded. But the Revenant pushed through. We're locked onto the Threxial, Alara said. Prepare boarding pods. A crew of elite Marines moved into the drop bays. The countdown started. 3, 2, 1. Launch. Inside the enemy flagship, Fire and Betrayal era and her team crashed into the side of the Threxial. Sparks flew. Doors exploded open. Gunfire echoed. In the halls, human Marines fought alien soldiers hand to hand. Screams and blood. Shadows and smoke. Ilara led her team to the control chamber. And there, she found something horrifying. Dozens of Valari leaders stood around a Zorvith command table, Earth's old friends, laughing, celebrating the destruction of her world. You, Alara whispered. You were our allies. One Valari turned. One shot that changed everything suddenly. Gunshot echoed. A Valari ambassador dropped dead. It wasn't Alara who fired. It was Talon. He stepped forward, shaking. I was wrong, he said. Earth didn't deserve this. It'd become worse. Then the monsters we feared. Chaos followed. The room exploded into battle. Ilara and her team used the distraction. She fired her plasma rifle straight into the flagship's control core. Boom, the ship shook. Systems failed. Zorveth's signals began to vanish from the war map. Earth had struck a blow no one expected. Final, seen a darker force awakens far from the war, beyond known stars. The woman in black armor, the one who watched in silence, smiled. Again, her assistant approached. "They're winning," he said. She nodded. "Good, let them." He looked confused. "Ah!" "But you hate the Zorveth." "I hate everyone," she replied coldly. "But Earth has fire. I want to see how far it burns." She turned toward her throne. "Ready, my fleet. We rise." The battlefield above Earth changed. The enemy flagship, Threxial, was blown apart from inside by Captain Ilara and her team. But this victory came at a heavy cost. Thousands of Earth ships were destroyed. Entire sectors were burning, and worse. The war had awakened something older, something worse than the Zorveth Empire. Aftermath in orbit, though. Revenant drifted through the wreckage. Its hull was cracked. Smoke leaked from vents. But it was still flying. Inside the bridge, Ilara sat silently. Her armor was scorched, her arm wounded. She looked out the broken screen. So many Earth ships. "Gone," Commander Dallin, her second in command, whispered. "We lost over half our fleet, but the Zorveth, they're running." Lara didn't smile. "They'll come back." "That wasn't their full strength." She turned to her navigator. "Get us back to Earth. We need repairs and answers." In the shadows of Valerison, the Valari homeworld, everything changed after the death of Ambassador Talon. The Valari Council was split. Some still stood with the Zorveth. Others, ashamed of the betrayal, wanted peace with Earth again. But it was too late. Trust was broken. A hidden message was sent across space. "We regret our choice. Help us before the Zorveth. Turn on us too." But the message didn't go to Earth. It went to someone else. Someone watching from deep space. Earth's secret weapon reawakens in an ancient lab buried beneath Antarctica. Alarms flashed. A group of scientists stood before a glowing CRYO-chamber. Inside, a figure slept, not a soldier. It's not a leader. A weapon. The project was called Ghost Protocol. One scientist turned to the general beside him. "Are you sure? We swore never to wake it." The general's eyes were tired. "Ilara's message confirms it. The Zorveth betrayed us. The Valari betrayed us. We face a new threat." He stepped forward and pressed a red button. The cryo-chamber hissed, and the figure inside opened his eyes. They glowed silver. "A ghost returns," Captain Reyes Calderon, Earth's most dangerous secret warrior. Walked out of the mist. He had been kept in deep sleep since the Great Mars Rebellion, a man feared even by his allies. His voice was quiet, but cold. "Why did you wake me?" The general replied, "Earth is burning." Reyes blinked. "Good. Then I'm needed." Back at the edge of known space, the Zorveth fleet limped away from the battlefield. Their high command was shaken, their pride broken. But in the shadows of space, a new figure arrived. A ship shaped like a knife cut through the void, and on its bridge stood a creature no one had seen for centuries. Tall, black skin like armor, red glowing eyes. The Tsar Dominion had returned. "Fools." The alien whispered as he stared at the retreating Zorveth. "You woke us. Now we will finish what we started long ago." The meeting of broken leaders in Earth's underground war room. Ilara stood before the president. "We won the battle," she said, "but it's not over." The president nodded. "We received a signal, not from the Zorveth, not from the Valari." She showed Ilara the message. It was a voice transmission. "The ones who slumbered now awaken. The stars will burn. Your survival was not expected, but your fire has drawn us back." Ilara's heart raced. This wasn't the Zorv. This was something else, something ancient. Dark secrets of the past. Ilara returned to her ship. In her quarters, she opened a locked file passed down from Earth's oldest captains. Inside were drawings, photos, notes, warnings of the Tsar Dominion, extinct. One record said. But now, they weren't. She looked at a symbol burned onto a planet in the message. 3 claw marks over a burning sun. She'd seen it before. On the ruins of Epsilon 9, a colony that vanished 100 years ago. No one knew what happened to it. Now she did. The message across the stars Earth sent. A new signal. Not for peace, not for surrender. A warning. To all who hear this, humanity was betrayed. We survived the Zorvith. We'll survive you. And to those who betrayed us, run, the fire has only begun. And across the galaxy, the message echoed. Some feared it, some laughed, but deep in the black, one voice whispered, they learned to survive. Now, we must learn to fear. The message was out. Earth had survived the Zorvith. The traitor allies were exposed, and now a new darkness had awakened. A name long erased from galactic history whispered through deep space. Again, Tsar Dominion. The galaxy had forgotten them. But Earth had not, and the Tsar had never forgotten Earth. In the void between stars, the Tsar flagship, Oblivion's Edge, floated silently near a dying star. The ship looked alive, covered in strange black armor that pulsed like veins. Inside, no lights, no sound, only silence, until a tall figure stepped forward. Cloaked in shadows, skin like obsidian glass, eyes glowing with red fire, the Tsar warlord Valrex. He stood before a glowing star map, showing Earth, pulsing with red light. Humanity has changed, he said softly. They were broken before, easy to crush. Behind him a voice hissed. They were betrayed. Now they burn hotter than ever. Valrax nodded, and that fire must be snuffed out. Completely. Earth prepares back on Earth. Alarms echoed across underground bases and orbiting stations. General Miles stood before a group of officers and scientists. We have a new enemy, he said. The Tsar, not machines, not flesh. Something in between. Him, Captain Alara, arms crossed, spoke calmly. They erase civilizations, not conquer them, not enslave, just erase. The room fell silent. Then the general pointed to the screen. A diagram of Earth's most secret weapon, Project Omega-Vault, buried. In the moon, never used. Powered by a captured star core. He turned to Alara. You'll lead it, but you won't go alone. The fire team forms a squad of Earth's most dangerous soldiers was chosen. Captain Alara, survivor of the Zorvith flagship battle. Commander Dallin, a stealth expert and loyal second-in-command. Reyes Calderon, the ghost warrior with no mercy. Dr. Isha Ren, AI weapons scientist, rumored to have hacked an entire fleet. They called the squad Hell Signal. Their mission: find the source of the Tsar fleet, destroy it, or die trying. The moon vault opens at a hidden base beneath the lunar surface. Ilara's team entered the Omega-Vault. Inside was not a ship. It was a war beast, a living weapon half-machine, half-organic, shaped like a dragon and powered by solar plasma. It had no name. Ilara touched the metal skin. It pulsed warm. It's waiting, she whispered. It knows. We're at war again. The beast opened its eyes, glowing white. Dr. Wren stepped back. It's sinking with her. Ilara, it chose you. Dorveth. Regret far from Earth. The broken Zorvith fleet regrouped. Admiral Karth stood among the ruins of what was once the mightiest armada. His face was burned. His pride gone. Reports flooded in. Valari worlds were falling. Zorveth colonies lost contact. Something was carving through their space. And then a video came in, recorded by a dying ship. A Tsar cruiser. An entire planet, no weapons. Just pure gravity distortion. Cities pulled apart. Oceans boiled. Karth dropped to his knees. We thought Earth was the threat, he whispered. But we opened the door. To monsters. Whispers from the stars in the deepest sector of space. An old warning beacon blinked for the first time in 3,000 years. It was built by a species, long extinct. The message played only 3 words. The Tsar return. No one listened back then. Now, every race scrambled to understand what they had unleashed. The hunt begins, The Hell Signal team launched from the moon in a stealth cruiser, Whisperfang. They didn't head toward Earth's allies. They headed toward dead system star systems marked lost on every map. Where civilizations once stood, Alara said, and vanished without trace. Their ship slid into a system filled with floating bones, what used to be space stations. Cities, moons, all carved clean. In the center floated a single structure, an ancient cube covered in black vines. "To scan it," Dallin said. "No." Need Rays whispered. "That's Zartek. That's where they listen." It was already listening. As they neared the cube, the ship's systems began to flicker. Dr. Wren gasped. "There, hacking us through space-time. Not with signals. With gravity itself." Suddenly a voice filled the ship. Cold, slow, alien. "Your fire is bright, but your minds are still small. Come, burn in our silence." Then a shockwave hit them. The ship shook. Lights exploded. Systems failed then. Silence outside. The cube opened, and inside they saw it a living core, made of twisted faces, metal and black smoke, and it was looking right at them. The Hell Signal team stood frozen inside the Whisperfang. Outside the ship's window, the alien Zar cube hung in space. Dark, massive, alive. It had opened like a blooming black flower, revealing its core. Inside, twisted metal, floating bones, red glowing eyes without bodies, and something worse, a face, human-shaped, but stretched, twisted, fused into the walls. It was watching them. The voice returns then. The voice spoke again, not through the ship's systems. It spoke directly into their minds. "You escaped extinction once? Not again, your allies. Fed us your scent. Now we feed." Captain Alara clenched her jaw. Her thoughts felt heavy, like her own memories were being pulled out one by one. "Do not listen," Alara whispered. "They speak to break you," but it was too late. Visions of fear. Each crew member started seeing things that weren't real. Commander Dalon saw his old ship burning again, his crew screaming for help. Ray's Calderon stood on Earth's surface, but it was empty. No cities, just dust. Dr. Isha Wren saw her own face inside the Zar machine, trapped, crying, erased. Even Alara was affected. She saw her parents' faces frozen in time, then shattered, like glass. "Stop," she yelled. She slammed a fist into the control panel. The ship jolted. The illusion broke. The visions disappeared. But one truth remained. The Zar could get inside minds, and that made them more dangerous than anyone thought. The cube strikes without warning. The cube fired. No missiles, no lasers. Just a burst of gravitational pressure. The Whisperfang twisted in space like a leaf caught in a storm. Panels cracked. Lights exploded. Systems failed. Then, calm, the ship floated silently outside. The cube closed again and started moving, slowly toward Earth's star system. "They're not hunting us," Alara said. "They're already on the way." Message to Earth DR. Wren forced the communication system back online. Alara recorded a short message. "This is Captain Alara. We've confirmed its Zartek is active. Cube weapon en route to Earth. It manipulates gravity, matter, and thought. Prepare all defenses. Do not trust visuals or signals. It bends minds." She paused, then added, "They erased civilizations. Now they're coming for the last one that got away." The message was sent, but would Earth receive it in time? Chasing the monster, the Whisperfang followed the Zar. Cube. From a distance, they couldn't attack, not yet, but they could track it. Inside the ship, Balon worked to stabilize shields. Ray's loaded plasma charges. "We hit it from inside next time." Wren stared at the Zar readings. "This cube," she said, "is just a scout." Everyone turned. She pointed at a small blinking dot on the edge of the galaxy. "I think this is where the real hive is, a black hole. But not natural, artificial, shaped, controlled dot," Ellara spoke coldly. "We destroy the scout. Then we go to the source." Meanwhile, on Earth's Defense Command received Alara's message. In response, They activated an emergency protocol, not used in over 100 years. Project Skyfire? Massive. Planetary shields powered by fusion cores, moon-based. Rail cannons set to full charge. Every military AI awakened from deep storage and deep beneath Earth's oceans. An old friend awakened. Titan-class battleship, Aegis Eternum. Its systems hummed. Its voice growled to life. Tsar protocol confirmed. War protocol activated. Enemy within back aboard the Whisperfang. Something strange began happening. Dallin was acting odd. His eyes blinked too slow. His speech lagged. Ilara noticed it first. She locked him in the medbay and scanned his vitals. His brain showed unusual activity, foreign signals. The Tsar had planted something inside him during the mind attack. He's a beacon, Dr. Wren said. They're using him to track us. Can we stop it? Ilara asked. No. We either leave him behind or kill the signal source. Ilara stood silent for a long moment, then said, we're going inside the cube. Entering the monster with Whisperfang damaged, they launched in micropods. ELARA. Rays. And Dr. Wren drifted toward the cube's surface. Shields up, hearts pounding. The outer skin of the cube felt alive, almost breathing. They cut through using plasma drills. Inside was darker than space itself. Lights didn't work. Sound was strange. Came too late. But then they saw it, the signal source. A black heart floating in the center of the cube. Wrapped in metal veins, it pulsed with red light. It looked almost human. They set charges around it. Dr. Wren warned, we have 30 seconds after detonation. Then the cube collapses. They nodded. Set the timer ran. The detonation outside. Dallin sat in the locked medbay, weak and sweating. Suddenly, he looked up and smiled. The link is breaking. He whispered. The cube lit up behind him. Then dash boom. A wave of red light washed through space. The cube tore itself apart, folding inward like paper, disappearing into nothing. The Whisperfang was flung clear, shields failing, but the crew was alive, barely, a brief victory back on Earth. The signal from the Tsar cube stopped. Cheers erupted, but Ilara knew better. That was only the scout, she said. We've just kicked the hornet's nest. The stars around Earth seemed calm, but deep beyond the rim of the galaxy, something ancient stirred. The Tsar hive core, hidden for eons near a collapsed artificial black hole, began to pulse. Its outer shell spun faster. Its insides, once silent, began to breathe. The destruction of the scout cube had triggered a signal, a death signal. The hive saw it as an attack on its children, and it responded the only way it knew how. War Earth prepares. Captain Ellara's team floated in deep space. Ship barely functioning after the detonation. Back on Earth, her warning had caused all defenses to activate. Satellites blinked online, planetary. Railguns warmed. Orbital mines were deployed. Massive defense ships once buried beneath Mars, surface launched into orbit, and the Aegis Eternum, most powerful warship, now hovered near the moon. Its main cannon pointed at the stars. General Kaimoro, commander of Earth defense, stood on its bridge. He said only one thing: let them come. The signal reaches others, but the war wasn't just coming for Earth. The hive's awakening sent waves across the galaxy. Entire species that had once betrayed humanity now feared what they helped unleash. The Tolmar Consulate, the Janari Sil clan, and the Valtteri Empire all went silent. Some tried to run. Some sent warnings. Others tried to hide their involvement, but it was too late. The hive had already marked them, and it had never forgotten. Return to Earth. Ilara, Rays, and Dr. Wren limped the Whisperfang back into Earth orbit. The ship's systems were failing, but they made it. As soon as they arrived, Earth Command debriefed them. General Morrow looked them in the eyes. You did more than we asked for, he said. You poked a sleeping god, Ilara replied. That god was already waking. We just opened its eyes faster. She handed over Dr. Wren's data chip. It contained everything: maps, recordings, and hive energy readings. Earth's scientists got to work. The hive fleet forms far beyond any star charts. In cold, forgotten space, ... a Tsar fleet began to form. Thousands of strange shape spikes, cubes. Living machines rose from the dark. They moved like insects, but not wild. They moved with purpose, each ship connected through the mind web, the hive's collective brain. And at the center, in a throne of bone and metal, sat the Tsar Prime. Towering creature built from the memory of thousands of species, it opened its mouth, and galaxies trembled. The seed of fire is still alive. We will burn it to ash. Then the fleet turned toward Earth, an ancient truth deep inside the Aegis Eternum's archives. Alara and Dr. Wren searched through Earth's darkest secrets. They're hidden behind old encryption. They found something no one expected. A message, thousands of years old. From the first contact war, it said, "The hive was created. We built it to fight the invaders." But it learned, it changed. It became hungry. We tried to destroy it. We failed. If you find this, beware: the hive remembers creators. It hates them most of all. Lara stared at the message. We made them. Dr. Wren nodded. And now they're coming home. The call to the Betrayer's Earth Command sent out a last chance signal to all former allies and betrayers alike. The message said, "The hive is coming. You helped it grow. Now it grows beyond you. Stand with Earth or fall alone." Some responded. The Tolmar sent stealth drones to assist. Jannari offered their deep space jammers. A few brave Veltari captains flew to Earth and begged for forgiveness, but most remained silent. They believed Earth would fall. They were wrong, rebuilding. Whisper Fang. While scientists and strategists worked, Earth's engineers rebuilt the Whisper Fang. The ship was upgraded with new weapons, stealth tech, and a hive interference shield. Reyes grinned as he ran diagnostics. "It's still ugly," he said, "but now it bites harder." Ilara smiled faintly. "Good, we'll need it." She had a plan, one that was bold and, maybe, suicidal. "If we can find the hive core before it reaches Earth," she told the council, "we might stop it. Not destroy it, but disconnect it. Cut off the mind from the fleet." General Morrow frowned. "You're asking to sneak into hell." "I've been there," Alara said. "This time I'm ready." The final countdown begins. Earth Command approved the plan. The Whisper Fang would scout the hive's path. The Aegis Eternum would hold the line at Saturn. Orbital defenses would engage if the line broke. All civilians were moved to underground shelters or Mars colonies. Then, Earth Command issued a single line to all defense forces. This is not the end of Earth. This is the end of fear. Final scene. Hive on the move. The Tsar fleet neared. Galactic winds bent around their passage. Their ships moved through subspace like knives through skin. And the Hive Prime spoke once more. "We remember the betrayal." The stars near Saturn shimmered with silent dread. Ships floated in formation. Earth's last line, the Aegis Eternum, now fully armed, stood at the center. Around it, over 200 warships from Earth, Mars, and the Belt Alliance formed a shield. The Hive was coming, and this would be the place they met. The Whisper Fang's final mission, far from the battle line. The Whisper Fang dove into dark space. Captain Alara sat in the command chair, eyes focused on a holographic map. They were following a faint signal, one hidden in the hive's pulse wave. "This is the direction their mind speaks from," said Dr. Wren. "It's the core, I'm sure of it." Reyes adjusted the engines. "It's not just speaking," he said, screaming. Their shields flickered as the ship slipped past invisible tendrils of hive energy. They were close now, too close. Back at Saturn, the enemy appears. General Kai Morrow stood on the bridge of the Aegis Eternum, staring at the starfield. Suddenly, space ripped. Tears opened like wounds in the sky. Through them, the Tsar Hive fleet poured out. Spike ships, living machines. Shadow. beasts made from memory and metal. The hive did not speak. It only moved straight toward Earth's line. General Morrow clenched his fists. All ships, fire at will. The first battle began. Total war begins. Railguns launched kinetic spears at the Sci-Fi ships. Some tore through, most did nothing. The hive adapted fast. It grew armor as it flew, its ships twisting mid-space like living snakes. Still, humanity fought. Martian dreadnoughts fired plasma storms. Belt gunships weaved through enemy lines. Aegis Eternum fired its main cannon and a dozen hive ships exploded. But for every ship they destroyed, 10 more came. The hive wasn't just a fleet, it was a storm. The Whisperfang finds the Coriolanus team reach their destination. In the void, behind a veil of quantum shadows, they saw it. The hive core. It was the size of a moon, black pulsing, covered in crawling machines that looked like spiders of glass and bone. At its center, something bigger, something awake. Dr. Wren whispered, "That's the Hive Prime," Reyes muttered. "We're one ship. What do we do?" Ilara stared forward. "We don't fight it," she said. "We shut it off." The infiltration begins. The Whisperfang cloaked and slipped into the core's outer layer. Inside, it was like flying through the nervous system of a god. Wires pulsed with light creatures, screamed without mouths. Energy bled from walls like blood. Landed deep inside, near a pulsing tower. "This is it," Dr. Wren said. "The mind link. If we destroy this," he added, "we sever the Prime from the fleet." Reyes checked his weapons. "Let's break its brain." Inside the mind of the hive as they moved, the hive noticed them. Walls shifted. Monsters came crawling half-live. Half-digital.elara fired. Reyes fought with fists and fire. Dr. Wren moved to the tower and started hacking, but then something happened. The tower spoke. It wasn't in words. It was in images. Memories. 1,000 species. Burned. Erased. Betrayed. "You are creators," the hive said. "You are liars. Killers. Now you will be forgotten too." Lara gritted her teeth. "We made a mistake once. We won't make it again." Back at Saturn, collapse begins. The hive broke through the front line. Half of Earth's fleet was gone. The Aegis Eternum burned on one side, but still fired. General Morrow refused to retreat. He sent out one last message. "If we fall, Earth still stands. Make them bleed." Then a massive hive beast appeared, the size of a city. A cannon of light charged from its chest, tamed at Earth. Everyone screamed until the hive fleet suddenly froze. Choice inside the core. Dr. Wren completed the code. The mind link flickered, but it needed a final input. A human mind to complete the Lupin burn. The circuit. Wren stepped forward. "I'll do it." Ilara stopped him. "No," she said. "You get the data home. I'll finish this." She placed her hand on the console. The hive tried to stop her, but too late. Ilara connected. The hive screamed. The connection shattered. The fleet stopped. Moving, every hive ship paused mid-fire. Then ... they began to fall. The hive crumbles across space. The Tsar ships lost power. They crashed into moons, into stars, into each other. The living code inside them collapsed. The monsters screamed and turned to dust at Saturn. The Aegis crew watched in silence. The storm was over. A final scene, a message and a goodbye back at Earth. Dr. Wren returned with the Whisperfang Reyes carried. Lara's helmet. Her voice was gone, but her last message played on every screen. "We were betrayed once, but we stood. Humanity will never kneel." And across the galaxy, those who betrayed Earth now knew. They had awakened something they could never control. Silence filled the stars. The hive was gone. Its ships drifted dead in space. Its creatures, once so powerful, had become dust and whispers. And in that silence, the galaxy held its breath. Humanity had survived. But the cost was great. Earth rebuilds, but never forgets back on Earth. Cities burned. Skies were filled with falling debris and smoke. Millions had died, but billions. Because of Alara, because of the captains, soldiers, engineers, and dreamers who refused to kneel, Earth's people came together like never before. They rebuilt power stations, reconnected satellites, cleared the skies. The flag of Earth flew high again in every building, on every moon base, on every ship that returned. And under that flag, the galaxy began to change. The trial of the betrayers 2 weeks later. In a quiet star system, something rare happened. A galactic tribunal met. But this time, Earth was not a guest. It was the judge. The alien allies who had betrayed. Earth, who had sold their location to the Hive, were brought in chains. The Seeran ambassador, Viren warlord, and others stood in silence before Earth's leaders. General Kaimaro, now wearing his old dress uniform, stepped forward. His voice was hard. You betrayed peace for power. You thought humanity would die icily. You were wrong. The courtroom watched as the verdict came. Exile, forever, from every human colony and star. Let the stars judge your shame. And one by one, they were cast out into the empty black dot. The rise of the Terran Accord months passed. What started as a defensive force grew into something larger. The survivors of the battle humans. Martians, Belters, and even some alien races, who stood with Earth, formed a new alliance, the Terran Accord, a boat council made of warriors and peacemakers. Its mission? Protect all life from threats like the Hive. Its symbol, a burning star, surrounded by 12 arrows, one for each world that stood with Earth. The Accord's first action? They sent ships to help others who had suffered from the Hive. Not for power, not for revenge, but to show the galaxy something new, that strength can protect, not just destroy. Rays and Ren legends of the Whisper Fang. The Whisper Fang was kept in a museum, floating over Mars. Visitors came from light years away to see it. Inside, Rays and Dr. Ren became legends. They didn't speak much about what happened in the Hive core. Only one message played on the ship's wall. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, in Alara's voice. I did not die to be remembered. I died so we could live. Don't forget what that means. The return of the signal 1 year later, Earth's deep space sensors caught a strange signal. It was faint, pattern. A whisper Rays stood on the new Earth flagship, Titan's Mercy, watching the data. Dr. Ren sat beside him. It's not the Hive, Ren said quietly. But it's old, ancient, strong. It's watching us now. Rays smiled. Let it watch, he said. We're not hiding anymore. The final message to the stars across the galaxy. Star empires whispered Earth's name in fear. And in respect, some called it a miracle. Some called it revenge. Some said humanity was just lucky. But those who saw the battle, those who heard Alara's final words, they knew humanity did not survive because it was strong. It survived because it refused to fall. And now, as new ships rose from Earth's shipyards, carrying the flag of the Terran Accord, the stars remembered. They betrayed Earth, and it sparked the fall of civilizations. Earth leads what remains.